podcast brought to you by Aztec Link and the We Believe Network. Alongside me today is new co-host and joining the show now, Kylie Freeland.
Thank you.
So we're happy to have her. And then, of course, I'm Jack Powers. And for the first time alongside us on the We Believe Players podcast is a women's basketball athlete, and Nat Martinez. So we're so excited to have you on.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Of course. Well, let's just get right into it. We're going to talk about Utah State, the game-winning shot from Naomi. First off, just take us through that play and what you were seeing, how the team was feeling after that.
Yeah, I mean, going into that play, we caught a timeout. I think it was a a full timeout, and we go out, we do our alignment, and then Utah State immediately calls another timeout. So we're like, okay, are we going to switch the play? Are we not? We ended up not switching the play. They ended up fouling to try to run out of, make the time run out. And then the time they didn't foul, I was like, okay, I'm going to pass it to Nay and clear out. So ISO for her. And when it went in, I think everybody just knew. Like, that was cash.
Well, what was the initial, reaction from the coach going into the locker room, picking up another win in the Mountain West?
Yeah, I mean, a win is a win at the end of the day, but she let us know it shouldn't have been that close. But we'll take the win. We'll focus on our next game coming forward. And when we play them again, we have to focus on our scout and know it can't be that close next time.
Perfect. And take us through kind of your thoughts and reactions kind of in the locker room through the players just after that win.
Yeah, I know. A good amount of people were upset within themselves for not playing the game that they wanted to. But like I said, it's a team sport at the end of the day. So a win is a win. We smile, we get ice cream after, and we move on.
There we go.
Yeah.
And then let's just now backtrack to talking about you now that we've kind of gone over Utah State. So you grew up kind of in the Bay Area. Just talk about where you grew up, where you went to high school, what it was like playing in the Bay.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in the heart of the Bay, right next to Oakland. I'm from San Leandro, but where I picked up the ball, where I really worked hard, was in Oakland. I went to a high school in Piedmont, which is a small town in Oakland. It's in the hills, but we got to play all the best teams, Bishop O'Dowd, Salesian, top teams in the Bay Area. And I feel like any player in any sport who comes out of the Bay Area, they have more of a chip on their shoulder because we're not from SoCal. We're not from the LA area. So just seeing any Bay Area athlete succeed with that chip on their shoulder it's a great thing to see.
And when did you kind of start first playing basketball? What got you into basketball?
I would say it was around second grade, so I might have been 6. I have older brothers, so they were playing, and we lived right next to a church, so they had the CYO, Catholic Youth Organization, so I started playing there, and right away I just fell in love with competing, and I loved winning. So it was just something to keep me busy.
I have to imagine those runs with your brothers were pretty tough.
They were intense, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, like, growing up, did they really push you? Was there a coach or, was there ever just maybe one of those moments you're like, I don't know if basketball is for me, and you
had
to kind of push through that?
There's always those moments growing up where it's like, I wish I played a different sport, especially because basketball is I'm going to say, but a genetic, you succeed more if you have height or if you're faster or stronger, and I'm not any of those, But there was definitely moments where it's like, I don't know if I picked the right sport, but having my older brothers and my younger brother push me around because, that's the only way you could get better. And then the coaches along the way that truly believed in me helped me, stay in my lane and focus on, hey, maybe I do have a future in this.
And can you kind of take us back to the first moment that you wore your SDSU jersey and tell us a little bit about like what was going through your head?
Yeah, it was actually back up in NorCal, I think. It was at Davis, and that was the first game, and I remember a bunch of my family came in, and I scored like a pull-up, and if you know me, that's not my game. Like, I don't ever shoot mid-range pull-ups, so that moment in itself was just an incredible feeling to wear the SDSU jersey, but back in NorCal so my family could see it. It was a surreal moment for sure.
Was there a moment when you were kind of growing up, and it's maybe at the high school level, where you're like, okay, I have the talent to go D1?
Yeah, I felt like beginning of high school, I always knew that I could go D1. I ended up getting my first offer later in my sophomore year. So that freshman year and that beginning of the sophomore year where you see people around you getting more offers, knowing like, hey, I feel like I'm better than you, and knowing that I'm better definitely discouraged me a little. But once I had my first offer, it was like, okay, yeah, I belong here.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
And what do you kind of think the biggest lesson that basketball has taught you about yourself, like over the course of these last few years?
Yeah, I mean, my dad always would tell me, never get too high on the highs, but never get too low on the lows. And that's just in life. Like, you could get a promotion and stuff. Yeah, it's cool for like a week or two, but then it's like, okay, back to business, you know?
Yeah.
Well, then you're in your sophomore year now, correct? But in your freshman year, you won Freshman of the Week 3 times.
Yeah.
And you've been super successful this year already. You just talk about how meaningful that's been for you.
Yeah, I had a slow start coming in freshman year because it's like you have to adjust to playing against 24, 25-year-olds.
Oh, yeah.
So coming in the summer, I was only 17. So when we had to sign all these forms, I had to call my mom, like, Mom, I need your parent signature. But having that adjustment and then just finding my groove later in the season and once again knowing that I truly belonged helped. And then this sophomore year, having more of a leader role, even though we're so young, also helped beyond just the game.
Who have you kind of looked up to the most on the team coming in and kind of, relying on them, maybe leaning on them at times?
Yeah, last year, I mean, we had a lot of vets. So there was Megan Fiso, Kim Villalobos, and then I was really cool with Erin Haupt. And me and her have a very similar game. So just seeing her, and then unfortunately she left. Well, fortunately for her, because she's succeeding in Boston. But it's a bittersweet feeling to see your like best friend leave. But she's succeeding, and being able to see how much she's grown from last year to this year, and her just having fun has really helped me. With me staying here, also have fun.
Awesome.
Perfect. And now kind of transitioning to team questions. The team is currently 12-3 on the season, and you're riding an 8-game win streak. So tell me a little bit about that mentality and how you're going to keep that going forward.
Yeah, our first game of the season was UCLA. So playing a top 2, top 3 team in the nation to start was a crazy way to begin our season. But I felt that really helped us. I think we lost by 20 points or so, but at the end of the day, we were in the locker room like, we just lost to UCLA by 20 points.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You have to put in perspective.
Yeah, exactly. We're like, hell yeah, that's not bad at all. And then going into the Bahamas, playing against Penn State, we didn't get the dub that we should have had, but having that game and seeing what we should have done, and then Kansas State, I felt like was really like, okay, we could hang with these, Power 12 or, whatever it's called, but these Big 12 teams, and just bringing that into our conference has really helped.
Well, that loss to Penn State, I think that the most recent loss, dating all the way back to
really?
there. So, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean,
yeah.
I want to say you had a 2-week break between that loss and your next game.
Yeah.
And what did the team learn after that loss, coming home from the Bahamas? Almost a little bit of a fun trip, right? And then you come home, you can kind of soak that in and then move on.
Yeah, I mean, the Bahamas, it was a great experience, and being able to play against a well-known team, Penn State, losing, but I think at halftime we were down by 2, so we knew that we had a chance, and we knew that it slipped between our fingers. And so Kansas State being our next big team to play, we couldn't let that happen again.
And a win on the road at Kansas State.
Yeah, I mean, it was quick. We got off the flight, went straight to practice, and then the next day, early morning game,
That's how it be.
Yeah, literally.
And what would you say the biggest difference is kind of in this team compared earlier in this season or last year compared to last season?
Yeah, I mean, last season, everybody knew that it was an old team. We had vets, people been around the game for years and years. This team, we're young. I mean, our captains are sophomores. So having this young type of environment, this fun energy, every practice, even, in the film room, in the weight room, just having that fun, energy. And since we're young, we're able to push it and run more. So that's also, a major part of our game now.
What's kind of the team identity? Would you say there's, of course, the fun aspect, but when you take it on the serious note, what's that identity kind of look like?
Yeah, I mean, we're a fast team. That's what we want to play. We get a lot of our points in transition, whether that's 3 points or feeding, rim running to our post, but we are a fast team and we want to keep it like that.
So when you pace of play is super fast, so you're talking if the other team makes a bucket, you're going the other way?
Oh yeah, right away.
Just like that.
No more walking up the ball, nothing, yeah.
Wow. That's what you like to see, though. I mean,
yeah.
It's kind of showing in college basketball. Kind of the way to win sometimes.
Exactly, yeah.
And what have you learned about the Mountain West through these first conference games that you guys have been playing?
Yeah, I mean, you have this idea of what the conference is going to look like and what these teams are going to look like from last season, but also just like hearing little rumors here and there. And then you play these games and you see like, oh, so-and-so lost. Like, what are you talking about? Like, in Utah State, right after a game, we looked at ESPN and we saw a bunch of upsets in our conference and we're like, wow, first off, thank God we weren't one of them. But second off, like, you can't, settle down. You can't relax. This is a conference that you have to keep your foot on the gas to survive.
So after winning in the close fashion you did, and you've kind of beat some of these teams by double digits at times.
Yeah.
How do you look ahead now to the next game and make sure, okay, we won that game, not the way we wanted though, and try and improve on that?
Yeah, I mean, this week is I would say our hardest week, coming in with New Mexico and then Saturday leaving to UNLV. We know that these games are going to determine a lot in, when playoffs matter. So just focusing on that. And we have kind of like this, like, tension between both teams, our history. So just having our pride and playing for each other is key.
What do you think you want other teams to know, like how they feel when they play SDSU as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, they go in thinking we're a young team, we're small, but at the end of the day, we have heart, we have grit, and we have pride, and nobody wants to lose at home. So that's our goal, is to not lose at home. But even when we're away, we want to get that dub because we get rewarded with ice cream after. So at the end of the day, like, we have heart and we're dogs out here.
What do you think people kind of misunderstand about this women's basketball team? I think sometimes you don't get the attention you guys deserve, especially this year. And I think we want as many students to go to these games as possible. What do you have to say to them? Get them out there.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's a basketball game. Yeah, we don't dunk or anything, but we do shoot a lot of threes. Like, in this day and age, like, you guys like watching the Warriors, the Kings, the Lakers. Like, we shoot a lot of threes, and that's also our identity, is we are a three-point shooting team. And, having our identity like that, we practice that a lot. So hopefully you could see a lot of makes.
Hey, and you're shooting, what, almost 33%?
Yeah.
On the arc? That's right where you need to be.
Thank you.
So when we look ahead to New Mexico, though, they're 12-5. They're on the year with 2 losses in conference play. Talk about making sure you get the dub there, move on, at the quick turnaround time, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
What are kind of the keys to that game?
Yeah, I mean, New Mexico, we're at home. So being able to play them first at home is definitely going to help us. And then also it's a field trip game. So there's going to be a bunch of kids. And, with the help of the fans and just the energy that they'll bring, we're hoping that we could just come along with the win. I mean, follow the scout, nothing much.
Stay atop the Mountain West.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect. And what are some keys right now, just kind of moving forward to make sure that you guys stay undefeated after that New Mexico game, hopefully?
Yeah, I mean, just like I said, focusing on scout. That's our biggest thing. Focusing on scout, focusing on who we are as a team, not trying to be, a Superman and try to, make the superhero play, but focusing on us and focusing on the little things.
Could you take us now, I want to just kind of put in perspective for some people what your life is like as a basketball player, what your routine looks like, doing school, doing practice, plus games and travel. It's kind of a typical week look like for you.
Yeah, so on a non-travel day, I wake up at 5 to get an individual workout in. Yeah, and then quick breakfast, start practice around 10, 2 hours, so 10 to 12, and then we have lift right after, a quick lift, and then right after lift, we have like 15-minute grace period before we have to head to class. And depending on your major, you either have like 2 classes a day or 1. Yeah, it's like, it's crazy.
Well, I mean, what you do, so that's Monday through Friday?
Yeah, pretty much, if it's a non-travel week, yeah.
How do you stay on top of everything when you're on the road, class-wise?
I mean, we have times in the bus where we're driving like an hour, 2 hours to the place. So we'll just get work done in there. But even like hang around in the airport, we all put our headphones in and just do schoolwork.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Go, go, go.
Yeah.
Well, let's take it kind of to our fun segment where we do the name the team segment. So we're going to give you questions each.
Okay.
And the first teammate you think of, we'd like you to just say their name.
Okay.
So we'll start with who has the best playlist on the team?
Can I say myself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
there
think
we go.
I'm always on aux, so I'm going to say myself.
What are you typically listening to?
It depends on the day. I know every now and then I'll play country to make
Okay.
CJ and Kendall happy, but we'll go with Drake or R&B. The coaches love R&B, so that's been
Okay.
it for a while.
Perfect. And who do you think is most likely to forget their shoes before practice?
Before practice, I would say that has to be Kennedy.
Okay.
Yeah, Kennedy would do that.
Why is that?
I'm pretty sure she's done it before.
Oh. Yeah. All right. Who's the best dancer on the team?
Best dancer, Kaylin has some moves.
Okay.
Yeah, Kaylin has some moves.
Making any TikToks or anything?
Oh, yeah, we do. They do a lot of TikToks.
And who do you think the team jokester is?
Naomi, by far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who would make the best coach after their playing career's over?
Ooh, that's a good one. I feel like Nala would.
Nala.
Yeah.
And who's most likely to go viral?
Go viral. For good or bad?
For good.
For good. Naomi.
Okay, now for bad.
Naomi.
Say. All right. And then if you could switch lives with one teammate for a day, who would it be?
Ooh. Maybe CJ. She's very calm and chill, so it's like, I want to see, what's her life's about.
What's going on?
Yeah, exactly.
Scenes there. All right. And then what we typically do is just have you give a final message to NIL supporters, what they're trying to do to support you guys as, you hit the road or support costs outside of basketball. You
Yeah.
could just give a final word to them.
Yeah, I mean, in this day and age, NIL is the make it or break it of college sports. So having any type of support coming into our program is key on, winning and going back-to-back in championships.
And then could you give a final word to people that you're maybe trying to get to come out to your games here at Viejas Arena or you guys?
Yeah, if you guys want to see a good game, and, we have a bunch of giveaways too, so getting free things, come and support women's basketball.
Might get to see the 3-ball as well.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for tuning in to the We Believe Players podcast. Again, Nat Martinez with us today. Keep an eye out for more women's basketball athletes joining us in the future. With that being said, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks again.
Thank you so much.